Hey there, my name is Cody. Today I am going to be talking about Reformation Day, which is a day celebrated within Lutheran religion. But just to kick this off, according to course guidelines, historians must be honest and objective in their research. So, with all honesty, with all transparency, I just want to throw this out there. I don't specifically identify with any church. I just strongly believe in being a good person, following the golden rule, treat others how you want to be treated, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, and that's kind of how I live my life. With that being said, I do appreciate the history that I have learned in this class about religion. I appreciate the history that I've learned in other classes regarding religion. So with that being said, this is the fourth time I'm trying to do this video because every time it goes way too long. So please forgive me if I speak too fast. But honestly, this topic did interest me, so I found a lot that I kind of want to throw in here at you. All right, so to start it off, Lutheranism, Reformation Day, we're going to take it back to the 31st of October in 1517. A German guy named Martin Luther sparked a movement by questioning the authority of the church. But before he did this, we have to know a little bit more about him and what got to this point. So we're going to go back. Young Martin Luther was walking through a storm and feared that he was going to be struck dead by lightning. At the time, it was believed that the only way to access heaven was by being in good graces with God. As a young man, Martin Luther didn't believe that he was there yet, and he thought, if I drop dead today, there's no way I'm going to heaven because I'm not in good graces with God yet. So what he did, he went and became a monk. With this, he gained access to the Bible and he began to read it and study it. And as he read and studied the Bible, he found inconsistencies between practice of the church and scripture within the Bible. For example, he noticed the problem with letters of indulgence. And what a letter of indulgence was, it was, to put it plainly, a get out of hell free card that was available for purchase. If somebody was to purchase a letter of indulgence, they were then released from punishment of their sins in the afterlife. So they could basically buy their way into heaven. And Lutheran didn't agree with this. He said that nobody should be able to buy their way into heaven. That's not equitable. It's not fair. What about the people that can't afford it? They have an equal shot too. He also recognized that there were more inconsistencies. So, for example, the church said that there needed to be a vessel between man and God, that being the priest, whereas Luther pointed out that in the Bible it says there is one mediator for God and man, and that is Jesus Christ. So with these inconsistencies, Luther wrote his infamous 95 Theses in 1517 and nailed it to the door of a church in Wittenberg, Germany. This piece ultimately suggested that the church reassess or reform its views. This raised concerns, and then Luther was taken to trial in Worms, Germany. The church wanted him to relinquish his work because it challenged their authority and it challenged their power. But Luther argued if what they're saying could not be supported by scripture, then his actions were accepted by God, and this is the way that it should be moving forward. He was then outlawed. During his time in exile, he translated the Bible from Latin into German because at the time the Bible was mostly released in Latin or Greek, and very few people at the time could read Latin or Greek. So he put it into German, making it comprehensible for those who didn't speak Latin or Greek. And as people began to learn and read and think for themselves, they began to question the actions of the church. And later on, with the invention of the printing press, when books were more and more accessible and available, this whole movement blew up. This ultimately led to a split between the Catholic and the Protestant church. Fast forward 500 years to today, and there's roughly 77 million Lutherans living worldwide. Reformation Day is used to celebrate the nailing of the 95 Theses on the door in 1517 and celebrate the Reformation of the church. This topic hits me a little bit closer to home because I live in Germany and Luther was a German man, so I just did a little bit further research. Reformation Day is an official holiday in 9 German states. I live in Bavaria, and it's not an official holiday here because Bavaria is primarily Catholic. I looked up some ways or some traditions to celebrate Reformation Day, but I think that it's really a spin that families have used to kind of pull their children into celebrating Reformation Day. some of the recipes I found, which were kind of cute, were families make worms cakes out of chocolate cake and gummy worms to celebrate Luther's trial in worms, and they also make hammers using marshmallows and pretzel sticks to commemorate him and the nailing of his 95 thesis on the door in Wittenberg, Germany. Um, that's all I have. I've gone over my time already, but thank you so much for using my video. I look forward to your feedback and I look forward to hearing from some of you. Thank you.